It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon and you're losing focus. You have a slight ache in your forehead and itchy eyes. You managed to exercise this morning, but you never really broke a sweat. You're thinking of your bed. It's not as if you didn't sleep last night. Sure, it wasn't perfect, but it wasn't bad either. If this sounds like you, don't worry, you're not the only one. An estimated 2.5 million Americans suffer from chronic fatigue. In some cases, excessive feelings of exhaustion can be a symptom or a sign of a more serious illness. However, for most people, constant tiredness can be solved by some simple lifestyle changes. Keep watching as we go through the 7 real reasons why you're always tired. Number 1. Iron deficiency anemia. Anemia is what happens when you do not have enough red blood cells. These are the cells that bring oxygen from your lungs to the rest of your body. Signs of anemia, aside from tiredness, include a feeling of weakness in the muscles and a general shortness of breath. Other symptoms include dizziness, chest pain, headaches, an irregular heartbeat, and in extreme cases, pale or yellowish skin. Anemia can be a short or long term, and this varies from person to person. It may also be a sign of something more serious. But in most cases, it is due to a lack of iron in the diet. Your bone marrow needs iron in order to make hemoglobin, which is what produces red blood cells. So if you are feeling extremely tired, and especially if this tiredness is paired with any of the symptoms we just mentioned, start by trying to increase your iron intake. The good news is that there are tons of foods that are high in iron, so this shouldn't be hard to do. Chicken, beef, and some fish like tuna and sardines are all high in iron, and if you are following a strictly vegetarian diet, then spinach should be your leaf of choice. Tofu, kidney beans, dried apricots, and even some select cereals are also high iron, meat-free alternatives. You can also buy iron supplements over the counter at most drugstores for a simple and easy solution. Number 2. Vitamin deficiency anemia. Anemia isn't just caused by a lack of iron. Vitamin B12 is also needed in order to produce enough healthy red blood cells. You can find this vitamin in organ meats like liver and kidneys. Clams, sardines, beef, and tuna are also good sources if liver and kidneys make you want to gag. If that is the case, we won't blame you. For vegetarians, eggs and milk, including non-dairy milks, are good options, or you could buy a vitamin B12 supplement at the drugstore for relatively cheap. If this solution, along with increasing your iron intake, does not work to cure your fatigue, you can get a physical exam and blood test to check your complete blood count and decipher whether anemia is the reason for your tiredness. Treatments will vary depending on the underlying cause of your anemia, but it's important to note that this isn't a disease, it's a symptom. So curing the symptom will cure your tiredness. This isn't to say that anemia is definitely what you're experiencing though. Keep watching for more potential causes of your tiredness. Number 3. Poor mental health. Many people's tiredness doesn't stem from dietary or other physical reasons at all. For many of us, it's mental. Stress, anxiety, emotional burnout, and depression, and even boredom all contribute to a sense of fatigue and tiredness. Your body keeps count of how your mind is doing, so it's important to check in with your heart and brain as much as it is to check in with what you're putting into your system. Fatigue is a really common symptom of clinical depression or of the problems associated with it, such as insomnia. Identifying this as a cause is the first step into getting better. Seeing a therapist could be expensive, but it's a great start to helping you get through whatever you're going through. Speak to your friends and family and those who love you, and don't be afraid. 1 in 5 adults live with a mental illness, so you're not alone. The first step is identifying and accepting it, and from there, you can take the steps necessary to start to get better. Number 4. Sleep apnea. If you feel as if no matter how much sleep you get, you still wake up feeling exhausted, it's possible that you might be suffering from sleep apnea. This is a potentially serious sleep disorder in which breathing stops and starts repeatedly throughout the night. The disorder affects more than 30 million Americans. The 3 main types of it are obstructive sleep apnea, which is the most common, and occurs when throat muscles relax. Central sleep apnea, which occurs when your brain doesn't send proper signals to the muscles that control your breathing. And complex sleep apnea syndrome. This is the most serious and most rare form, which occurs when someone has both of the aforementioned syndromes. If this is what you're suffering from, then sadly you will require treatment. However, for the other forms, losing weight is the first step you should take to solving the problem. You can also purchase an oral appliance designed to keep your throat open and regulate your breathing. For some people, this will involve bringing the jaw forward, which can relieve snoring and mild obstructions your throat muscles are facing. Yoga, altering your sleep position, positioning a humidifier for your bedroom, and taking a break from smoking and drinking are all other home treatments you could try before you seek any form of surgery. To figure out whether sleep apnea is something you struggle from, your doctor might provide you with a home sleep test that will measure your heart rate. The main symptom of the disorder is loud snoring, so you could also ask a partner or take a simple iPhone voice memo to listen back and figure out if this is something you suffer from. Number 5, long COVID. If you've had COVID-19, as so many of us have, or even if you're simply had the symptoms and never tested positive, this is an option to consider if you are constantly suffering from fatigue. Long COVID or post-COVID conditions are suffered by many people 4 or more weeks after they are first infected with the virus. It doesn't matter if you had a very mild form of the disease or whether you were hospitalized, this can affect anyone seemingly at random. There are many symptoms you are likely to experience, but chronic fatigue and tiredness are the most common. Shortness of breath and difficulty breathing, along with feeling extra tired after physical activities, are equally common, as are a cough that won't go away. Joint or muscle pain, dizziness, and changes in taste and smell. So look out for all of these and don't panic if you are suffering from them. It is far from the end of the world, and you're far better off knowing you have long COVID than living the dark and overexerted yourself while suffering from the illness. There are no specific treatments as of yet, but it will go away eventually as long as you look after yourself. So take it easy, take a break from your gym membership, and give your body the time to recover. Number 6, your diet. We've already mentioned iron and vitamin B12 as vital to a balanced diet that keeps you energized and focused, but there are lots of other foods you should be putting in your system to keep you on top of your game. Foods with high antioxidant levels are vital to stopping you from feeling run down and tired. Superfoods that contain them include fruit and vegetables like avocados, berries, and peaches, as well as lots of dairy products. Whole grains like quinoa, meat, and seeds like chia and flax seeds. Low energy levels can also be attributed to low magnesium levels. So it's good to try upping your intake of high magnesium foods. Some people even try magnesium butter as a potential cure. Number 7, too much exercise. Everyone feels tired after a long run or gym session, but there's a difference between that and actual fatigue. If you feel like you are tired all of the time, you don't need to stop exercising completely, as a lot of us use a good workout to boost our energy. But if you're constantly tired immediately after a workout and don't feel like you're getting the most out of it, this might be your body telling you something. Cut down the hours spent in the gym and see if that helps, and also try switching up your workouts. Sometimes replacing your run with a swim is a good way to work different muscles and ensure your body is recovering properly before you're back on the treadmill. Drinking enough water and staying hydrated is also vital to recovery and curing fatigue, and don't be afraid to just go for a walk outside. Sometimes this is better for your body than a long cycle or heavier weights. All exercise is good exercise. Do you suffer from feeling tired all of the time? What did you try to fix it? Let us know in the comments below. Here are 2 more videos you might find interesting. Feel free to choose the one you like. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and share the video with your friends. And for more interesting videos on health, subscribe to the channel.